reflect that all board members are present. If you haven't had a chance, take a look at the minutes from last time and the consent calendar. Anything to add, correct, change? If not, the motion to accept the consent calendar is written.
I move.
I'll say.
Motion and second.
Jack Lamb,
Yes.
Jim Westmoreland.
Yes.
Charlie Shoemaker,
Yes.
Dean Mober.
Yes. Moving on to new business. Anyone in the audience wish to say anything? Hearing none, move on to the chief's report.
The only thing I have to add is, we had the trucks pump tested Friday, and all trucks passed. We do have an issue with one of the tanks, but it's a warranty issue, so we found a crack in one of the tanks, so we'll be getting that fixed in the warranty.
Which truck?
But it's gonna be a warranty issue, and speaking of warranty, we do have a Dodge truck that is up at Speedway, for about the 12th time. We're getting to the point where I'm mentioning a new truck, a Lemon Law, with Dodge at this time, so they've had it basically, we've had it. So,
Which one is that?
the newest one we just got from Dodge.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Electrical again?
Electric.
That's been since day one, hasn't it?
So we went out on 1 o'clock last Sunday morning, and then went out again this last Monday. They've had it since last Monday. So we're working with Dodge, we're on their executive extra list now. So we're beyond their customer care, we're on their executive customer care. So we're working with them, so I'll keep you informed.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that'll put it down the truck.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling them. You know, well, we're working on it, well, that's good, we're down the track.
Well, and that's what I said about when we get that new one, to keep that other one and put it out to the fire.
Yeah.
That way, we'll never be short.
Turn the
Just drain it out. But every time we're short,
Exactly.
we're putting our
Yeah.
fire district below, now what is minimum of these trucks? Is it?
We have to have, pumper wise, in the city, we have to have 3 pumpers. 3. The township wise, we have a rating of a 4 in Delaware Township. And that requires all of our trucks as pumpers and tankers together, so.
Well, our fire protection's gotta go down if we don't have
Yes.
our equipment.
How long does it take before it does a certain period of time?
Well, when they come through and redo us, we're due next year again, so.
I just meant
It's
if you
a
have a down
10-year.
truck for a certain period of
Oh,
time.
no, they go by what we've got online. I mean, if
Oh,
there's
right.
a truck, then when they come test us again, that's when it kind of is.
And of the two, that's the newer.
That's the new.
Yeah.
They keep saying it's a body issue, and we're saying it's the exact same body as the one
The
we've
other one.
got, and haven't had any.
And it's been
trouble.
fine.
So they're,
Huh. Okay.
so anyway, I'll keep you informed.
Okay.
So, the number of down days, that we should probably just keep track of that total, because it seems like they should be making some payments on those total. number of
Yeah,
days.
and that's what we're, you know, I told them, I said, it's limit law right now, so we need to be doing something.
If you can't fix it, replace it.
Yeah.
It's been long enough.
Yeah, and that's what I told them, I said, it's time for new trucks.
Yeah. Okay. Keep us posted. Okay, items for action. Everybody get a copy from our new treasurer?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you signed the bottom of it?
I brought some copies just in case. And
I'll take one.
Rick mailed it out.
Yeah, hand one down here, cause I didn't bring it on.
Sure.
I read it. I realized you didn't sign the bottom of it.
Anybody else want a copy?
I'll give you one, I'll give you a color one to sign here, Jim.
Well, I spent quite a bit of time getting familiar with the system of the filing system, and I was very impressed with it. It's very audible, got audit trail. Typical vouchers and receipts and all that, supporting all entries in the checkbook and bank statement. Rick's got a real good system of exactly reconciling the bank statement every month, which makes it very straightforward and easy to follow. As you can see in the second paragraph there, we're building up a little bit of a pad, first quarter, a little bit under straight line being 25%. So, that'll help us, if we have some contingencies further down the line. And maybe we'll continue to build a little bit of pad on the second quarter. And I think Rick's doing a good job of keeping up with all the expenditures and like I say, maintaining the system of records very well. No question.
As soon as you say that about being under, we're gonna have more calls, more diesel being used and
Well,
less
yeah.
hoses and
Yeah,
we'll get right back up where we should be. That's good.
Yeah.
well, Rick said, you know, hey, as the year goes on, you know, that may evaporate.
Exactly.
So I think we're in good shape on the first quarter.
Okay. Questions, comments? If not, motion to accept. Come on, Charlie. hand me that.
I'll make the motion to accept the quarter's rate.
I'll second it.
Jeff Clem,
Yes.
Jim Westmoreland,
Yes.
Charlie Shoemaker,
Yes.
Dean Mosher.
Yes. Items for discussion, the budget. Should have gotten the options sent out. Time to kick that around. Just from my standpoint, talking to Rick, I want to be sure that, and I don't see a reason we need to increase the mill at all. Taxpayers ought to be happy with that. I think our monies will be a little more without doing that. But that's, my main concern is to make sure we didn't have to increase the mill. So that kind of takes out option, well, the far right, with the addition of 2 firefighters. But open for discussion, gentlemen.
So the proposed is, what's all in the proposed?
Just basically standard status quo. The big item will be in equipment reserve. Instead of putting money away for equipment reserve, we're talking about purchasing a new truck. So we've got right now $74,000 budgeted for a new truck for payment. I talked to the bank the other day and we started going over some numbers for a 10-year loan. Of course, we'll wait for Conrad to come back up with their numbers if we pay it off, pay them cash and then they're gonna give us so much money. I talked to the bank the other day, just getting some round ballpark numbers and,
We haven't got any yet?
no, because we're waiting for Conrad to come back and give us.
They haven't
numbers.
thrown nothing back.
Yeah, so, because we're gonna have to bid the loan.
Right.
So,
But they-
but we're looking good if, and again, the numbers are all set except for what we're gonna get from the county, and we're guessing that we won't get those numbers until the 25th or so of this month. So, as it goes, if you guys are saying no additional, we're gonna keep the mill levy the same, then that's what we'll work on, and we will have a budget in July with mill levy the same.
Now, Rick, with the purchase of the new truck, true that we will earn interest on our deposit?
Yes, from what Conrad said,
Is that
if we pay them, we borrow, from what I understand it, and we'll have to go back with him again, what he said here the other night, we pay him full for the truck, we're gonna gain, I think he said 5% interest, we're gonna be paying 3, whatever for the bank, so we're gonna be gaining 2% for.
So it's still at 5?
Yeah, I
then
think
we
that's
put
what he
in-
was, I think that's what he was saying, was 5, but he'll have to give us the number when he comes in,
Right.
because we won't probably, I don't know when you guys are gonna sign the deal, it'll probably be August. So he'll, numbers are gonna change between now and August, so,
And we're still looking at a year,
yeah, 9 months to a year,
so we could earn 5% on anything we put down
yeah,
for that year.
right,
Okay.
so.
I'll take a loan, so we just put it.
Well, but
Maybe
if you
get that kind
if you
of
take a
return
loan for
anyway.
3% and you get 5 off it, you're making money.
Yeah, okay.
You'd be silly not to, so.
So you have a truck in there and you have, what's the, you have, for the increase for the guys?
The step,
Just a step.
just a step,
Yeah.
what you guys said.
Like it. It's good.
The only thing we don't know right now is what KPNF goes up,
Yeah.
or what, health insurance is going up, but that's all, you know, gonna be factored into the salary side of it. What comes in there, we're gonna have to make it work.
We use the last few year history to come up with an average on that, so you're doing that.
KPNF is last year they went 2%, which is a big increase.
What'd you project on this one?
Projected staying the same. I don't know where to even go, I don't even know where to go with it.
Well, if you went up 1%, we still have extra funds.
Yeah, we're still gonna need into that fund there someplace. I'll have to take some money out of something else.
All right.
And
So
our
you have
workman's
2% built into that, or you have one, or what do you have built in for an increase for that?
Nothing
Oh,
for
okay.
KPNF. Like I
Yeah,
said, I
so
didn't know where you can go,
Fine.
so.
You'll have to come up with.
And the city has taken a 20% increase on Blue Cross Blue Shield, which, where are we gonna go with Blue Cross Blue Shield? I don't know.
And would you budget for that?
I budgeted the same on that, since we have guys that don't take any, we'll
That's
put that on
right.
that. So,
Yeah, that's the right way.
I mean,
Your budget same as what it was out LY. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, you're right.
So mill levy,
I'll have to bid it someplace else.
Yeah.
Basically,
That's
the
why it's
truck,
not.
if we go, with a 10-year loan on the truck, we're gonna be paying
To me, that's not a big
470.
issue, but.
Rough figuring, we're gonna be paying 55 a year. Base, you know,
Exactly.
but,
That's happening.
and I'm budgeting of 74 right
Waiting
now.
on
So-
74 strictly for the vehicle, or is
No,
there?
that's where the number
But I-
came down, I put 74 for the truck. If it comes in at 55, then we'll put 55 for the truck, or 22 for capital reserve.
I think now we're just.
Or
Nothing else is in
insurance.
reserve, or did you put any extra in?
I did not put anything, so we're doing it all in the truck for right now.
That's fine.
Anything we have left over, we'll take.
Yeah. Nice.
Now, Rick, do we budget more than we need for workman's comp?
No,
I mean, with our claims,
no,
it's going down?
no, it's going up.
They should have
Okay,
given you
we're
something.
looking at
in there,
30?
right?
And the actual's 21, and we're looking at probably 27.5. But we budget 30, is what you're showing.
Yeah.
I would say with the claims, it has to go up. You know, we've had.
We haven't had, compared to what other places have, no.
But I mean, you
We're
have
still-
one, you go
We're
down.
still at a good, we're under one. We get a rating from workman's comp, and if you go over this rating of 1, then you go down, we're at 0.7 this year, so,
And that's with Murph?
yeah,
How about Jake? Did he get workman's comp?
no,
Did not, okay. But he's the only one then.
yeah.
Right.
Murph and Dave Austin. Dave
Oh,
twisted
neat.
me.
That was basketball, that shouldn't count.
So I'm figuring, it's gonna go up a little bit. We're budgeting 27.5 this year, and we went to 30 next year, so,
Oh, okay.
because it goes up every year.
That was the question I had.
Yeah, no, it went up, it went up.
Yeah.
And it went up, big jump this year because we had 2 more pay cuts.
I'd say kick it around, gentlemen, because next meeting, if we decide to accept, we'll be voting on the proposed 2014 budget as written. Let's get something else to talk about.
proposed versus operational?
Well, the budget that we will publish.
Yeah, what we do in July, you guys will approve to publish our budget, then we will publish a budget after the July meeting, and then in August, we have a public hearing, and then you guys vote on the budget. So there's 2 meetings, July and August, you have to be here.
And the big,
And that will be, the figures will be barring the little changes.
Yeah, barring any
Will
little
be that
changes, will be.
proposed column, 2014.
Yes, yes.
2014?
Yeah.
Where's that 2014 operational? What is that? Optional, I mean.
If we added 2 full-time firemen,
Oh, okay.
that's the wish column,
Oh,
which would also increase the mill, of course,
so
to 7 point.
about $100,000 increase.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions?
So our mill levy is 6,294?
Correct. Yep. So we've kind of plateaued there, which is good by me.
it's actually a slight decrease, is how you had it, isn't
Well, I got it as close as I can.
it? 0.02%.
Yeah. .0200. I'll add another $3 someplace and it'll be there.
Okay, so barring a big issue that comes up between now and next meeting, that'll be the budget we'll be voting on. Good. And it's,
9101, District 1, Millville,
Except for one truck,
46-year-old
at
female,
75,
upper respiratory,
74,
and
and a little bit in workers' comp. Anything else?
pretty much.
210
Good.
46-year-old female, upper respiratory, 17, 9101, District 1, Millville, Lansing Unit, 1916.
Increases here and there. Some went up, some went down. Balance.
Right. Okay. All right.
You showed, let me, on overtime, where do you have that coming in?
What I showed you guys last time, which was down,
Yes, that's all I'm gonna say. That's what's in there?
yeah, 42,850.
Good.
I got a question about that overtime. How are you doing that overtime? Does everybody get a fair shake?
I've got two guys that aren't getting their fair shake because they're refusing to work it, and I told them the other day.
They confused, that's different.
No, because it's putting the burden on the other four guys. So I told them the other day, I said, you guys gotta start stepping up, because the other guys are having to pick up. Last couple of weeks, we had a couple of illnesses, and Tony was on AT, and we hit the volunteers, and we maxed the volunteers out. So,
Do you have a rotational list, or how do you?
no, I just, since when I get some vacancies, I got a list of 4 guys that are,
When you
have
say-
asked to be.
When you say max out, does that mean they work, I know, they
Yeah,
work
we
all
only allow
hours
them
they
to
can work before they have to take a
We
break?
allow,
or
we
something?
allow them to work 36 hours in a 7-day period.
Yeah, okay, that's what,
Yeah, so they, that other night, you get up in full-time status, so. So yeah, a couple of them maxed out, so. But yeah, we got 2 guys, everybody's up in the 100 of hours, and we got 2 guys still down in double digits, so I told them, you guys need to pick it up, because these other guys are.
I just wanted to make sure that.
Yeah, no, everybody's getting their
gets
share.
A shot at it.
Everybody's getting what they want.
It was fair.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Anything else?
well, what if those 2 guys that still drag their feet? What do we do?
Well, I talked to them, and they both picked up some hours, so,
Okay.
and they understand.
Okay.
Why, more of a curiosity question, why wouldn't you go to the volunteers first?
I do. I put it out there for them, and then I make the pay guys. Okay, guys,
So-
this is what you, the only time I don't go to the volunteers first is like when a guy calls in sick.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna be sick tomorrow. Okay, well, I can't get volunteers that quick, so the pay guys get drafted to stay with me.
Good.
So. And then there's some shifts where I put out there, and the volunteers, like I got a couple of shifts now that volunteers don't want, so the pay guys are gonna have to work.
Good. What's the reason for not wanting them? Just the hours of,
Well, like, one guy works 3 other jobs, so he's always busy doing something. And another guy, his wife works 10-hour shifts, so it's hard for him to get a babysitter,
okay.
so,
Yeah, I can see where that goes wrong.
yeah.
Only question.
So in the last 6 weeks, I haven't been able to cover any shifts. I got released from the doctor today, so I can start
Ready to go.
The
going
new
back
one?
again, so, yeah.
That, I mean, the old was sitting out there.
Oh, okay.
Be sold, but.
Let's move on to board members' concerns, which would be
Yeah.
1.
I just wanna know where you at on the new truck we bought.
The only, like I told you, we had an issue, Mark was supposed to got it online, and he had some health issues last week, so he didn't get it online until last Wednesday. Thursday, we
Well, I'm
got.
not concerned with the old one, I'm concerned with the new one. It's ready to go and everything is done now.
No, we're getting it as we get, we're missing, biggest thing we're missing right now is the console. We'll put everything in. Our plan was to take the console out of the old truck and put it in the new truck, and it's completely different. So we're having a console made, and it was supposed to be ready a week ago. We can buy a console for $600, or we can get one made for $150. So we're getting one made for $150. It's not gonna be as fancy, but it's
No
gonna
diamond
work.
plate?
So,
No diamond plate?
no, it's not made out of diamond plate.
So,
So we got all the lights and everything run, the wiring's there, we're
Yeah.
just waiting for the console, and then we'll pop everything in.
so you're not driving?
Yeah, I'm driving, but not driving an emergency.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
and that's
why
why we
I-
got everything converted over Saturday, and I parked that one, the old truck Saturday.
So,
It's ready
to
to,
satisfy me, then that one ain't ready, but that one there can't be used no more either, cause you somewhat took.
Yeah, well, we can drive both of them, because they're both still insured, we're gonna keep them both
Yeah.
insured as long as we own them, so if we need to take it out someplace, we can take it out. We'll just
Yeah.
drive it down
Yeah.
to
But we removed the lights and everything off the old one, so
Right,
it's,
that's what I'm
So both
saying,
of them
if
are
they
down.
can no
Yeah,
longer
both
use
of
it as.
them. Yeah, this new one's got
emergency
all the lights on it, but nothing's hooked up, that's what we got it back from Ford the other day.
Well,
We had a
that's
hood
right.
issue, the
That's
hood
right,
glue
yeah.
didn't stick, and we got it back from Ford, and the guy said, well, you got a battery issue on your lights here, because it drew down the lights, and I said, well, we haven't got any lights hooked up yet, so what time you want it back?
Yeah, my concern was, it's just like the fire truck you got in the shop, probably the shortest truck there, and if this one's not ready to go yet, and we can't use it as an emergency vehicle, and now you got that one sort of gutted.
Well, the reason we gutted the other truck is because we took a lot of the parts off of that and put it on this one.
I totally understand, but
Save
I'm just
money.
saying, truck-wise,
Yeah.
you got a new one, basically, you can't use, and then we got the old one.
No, the new one we can use,
just can't run it hot.
just can't run them lights. I'll get
But
there
it's
behind the
functional.
fire, I'll get there behind the first
Okay.
truck instead of the front.
But that, yeah,
That's what.
I see your concern, but they can use it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usable, it's usable.
But that kind of-
Yeah, we were never without a truck, it was when we took, I drove that one Friday and drove this one Saturday.
Okay.
So,
And, no, lights on the old truck so far,
other than that fly-by-night outfit that wanted to charge us $500 to sell it to
till
us,
listed, yeah, no.
so.
We might do an executive session next time, talk about the truck and if we wanna manipulate the price.
Well, we just put it online, didn't we?
Yeah, we just put it on.
Just-
That's what I say, next
Yeah,
month,
next month.
Yeah,
Let's
right,
put it
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
just,
Hopefully it'll sell by then.
Yeah,
but I may have a buyer, like I say,
Yeah,
from
we got a buyer.
Walmart tonight, so.
Oh, good.
and tires on the truck, we're dropping it $50 a week, so when we first put it online, we had a call the very first day, and he wanted to negotiate, and I go, yeah, we're not negotiating the first day,
Yeah.
4 weeks later, so
Okay.
if you can call back, we can negotiate with you.
You have those on eBay or where do you have them?
Got them on Craigslist.
You might put them on there. We buy a lot of tires off eBay.
I'll do that.
Yeah. So we might just have Nick at it.
Okay, yeah, I've got Martian first, I didn't do that, so.
Thank you. I keep asking about that, like, it's
Yeah,
one time.
I was going back.
Wrong one. It's that over there.
There, it comes out.
This one?
No, it's that one.
Oh, no.
Couldn't
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
He didn't hear that, did he? Sunshine ricocheting off the top of
Yeah.
his head.
That wasn't him.
Like a crystal ball, huh?
Jeff, any concerns?
I do not have any.
Jim? One thing I want to bring up, looking at our calls and training, any concerns about either one, people not coming to training or people not showing up for calls?
We had 2 this last month, I talked to one of them Monday, basically told them, you know, where it is, and they've got family issues, and, you know, so they're gonna make their decision this month, what they're gonna do. And the other one, I have not seen, and I've called, and we need to meet, and haven't met yet, so.
Are we volunteer-wise where you want to be right now?
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Close?
Yeah.
And again,
We've
how
got,
much?
we got some good folks, I mean, they're still young folks, you know, we had a call at 1 o'clock Sunday morning in the rain, and it was the duty guys,
Yeah,
they don't wanna come out in the rain, so.
So what do we have when we have a no-call, no-show?
When the duty guys show up, I mean.
No, you made a comment, you made calls and trying to communicate with one of your employees.
Uh-huh,
So you made the calls, tried to reach out, and there's no response?
not yet, so he was down here last night, and I didn't wanna get into it last night,
Oh, all right.
it was Sunday night, and I was, you know, 7 o'clock Sunday night, and I was
Okay.
grumpy, well, it was Sunday night. So, we'll get together, that's been taken care
All
of
right.
through legal, it's working, I should be, I'll talk to you offline.
Okay.
It's in the works.
Are we getting those over to the city?
Yeah.
They're saying they haven't received them yet. You might want to dig them
We took it to him last month, and we gave him a little disc, and
up. Who are you giving them to?
Ken,
Thank you. All right.
I ain't seen it where it looked to be if you're talking about our meeting.
he's been getting them, whether he puts them on or not, I don't know.
No, he's not. I don't think Mike's aware of that, because Mike sent a little note just to have me remind you that, hey, send them over. I said I'd ask you about it. So,
And
You wanna holler at Mike?
I'll get on Dave tomorrow.
They're people continue.
Like, let
I
Dave,
figured it'd be
Dave takes
archived
care of all that stuff.
on the
Make sure
city's.
it
We're
is.
deciding that, but we're not getting out of Ken's place over there.
Okay, so
We should be.
we're doing all we can do. It's, they've got
And Mike wanted to make sure it was,
Not that big of a deal, but
back.
Yeah, but I mean, I tell them,
Ken where anything
I
else.
agree. Yeah.
Cause it's over my head. It's geek stuff.
That's right. Good.
refresh my memory, we need to get our budget so we can have it so many weeks ahead of the hearing. and-
Right, what we'll do is meet the 10th. If you guys approve what we propose to you on the 10th, then I will get it to Steve Wagner the next day. And then Steve will get it in legal form, and it usually takes him a week to 10 days. Then we will publish it, and then we have to have it published 10 days before our next, or the August meeting,
August, okay.
the August meeting.
I was wondering if our next meeting is scheduled for the 8th.
Yes. No, yeah,
Okay. I was wondering about pushing that back to the 15th, third Monday.
killing me.
I know.
We can't-
You
Uh,
are, you're
I do
killing
it on
me.
purpose.
You're killing me.
Well, the other option,
Well, if you
Or we
guys are pretty well sure that
or we
you're
could move it
staying
up.
with this,
Wanna
you
move
can
it
move it
first?
up, but if,
Do we have to vote on that?
in July, yeah.
we do
We vote on the approve,
You
have
go
to.
on,
approve it to be published.
Thank
to
you.
be published,
Right.
yeah.
And then we gotta have that time period for
The
the
only way
public
we
to
could
look at
change
it.
that is if you guys are, absolutely positively, you're gonna give me this 6 point whatever mill levy it is, then I can have Steve start doing the paperwork early. And have it already published by the meeting on the 15th. Without you
We walked
guys
through
seeing
it
it.
last month.
Without you guys seeing it,
Agreed. Well, we walked through it last month.
yeah.
You presented something this month that was right on point with what we had asked you to do.
Right,
It's not changing.
yeah, I'm good.
So why don't we just vote on mill levy tonight?
Can't, oh, can't.
We can't.
Oh, we can't.
But we can get him doing some preliminary work early.
It has to go to, item for action
Yeah.
next meeting.
Then we have to have a public hearing. Let the public come.
And while we're on that topic, because we discussed the city does it this way, instead of our old way of having the public hearing 15 minutes before our meeting, we have it during our meeting, during the audience participation, which this is about the crowd we have for that also. So instead of having a special meeting, we'll have it at 7 o'clock in August, I guess, have a meeting, and then
Especially when
incorporate
it
it into our
affects the
meeting.
mill levy at all, so it's not a whole lot of energy around it.
Yeah.
Getting more equipment, getting raises and
And staying the
more
same.
taxpayer money going up. It's
Excellent.
Okay, so you wanna move the meeting to the 15th?
It's okay with everybody else, I'm at scout camp that,
Yes.
I can't get
Yeah,
out of
15th sounds good.
tires.
Okay, then I
Okay.
will,
Why don't you wait till, and I'll email him back or email you back, because I don't have my iPad, but I know I'm going to Louisville to the national convention, and it's the third week of July. But I don't think I leave till Thursday, so it'll be probably good.
okay, let us know.
and we should have a 5th member by then. The city closed
Yeah, let's
On the
hear it on that,
position.
city guys.
Saturday,
Which
Friday.
Two folks?
You're
was it two?
third member.
Who,
There's a gal and a guy. I don't know, one of them has been in before, or she has, I think, a husband on the Leavenworth Fire Department,
okay, yeah, Lisa.
Lisa, and then there's a guy, and I don't know who that is. So I just know it was a guy, and he mentioned the name, and I didn't write it down, and
Okay.
word one.
Okay.
It's, yeah, so that's what I know. But, so it's all, yeah, it's closed, and I was hoping they actually had somebody that was, interested, and
I do too.
they didn't see it in the paper, which happens every time. It's, they call and say, hey, let's open it back up. It's like, well, we have rules. I'm like, well, let's go after the best candidate. Let's reopen it. But they're doing what they're doing. So, and the best may be one of the two that have already been in, so I shouldn't say that they're not, so. It's, but having a selection is always nice.
It'd be nice to had kind of an inside track and knew the person, but,
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to the city, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, any other comments, concerns, motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
I'll second.
I have a motion. Jeff, second.
Jeff Cook,
Yes.
Jim Westmoreland,
Yes.
Charlie Shoemaker,
Yes.
Dean Mumber.
Yes. Thank you.
Thursday, I'm going to Colorado.
Oh, yeah. I guess.
But
You retired, and all you do is travel.
I've been doing the same thing every year, just the way it is. No, I'm just going out there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and come back